terms of performance, the basic effect is quite lightweight, even if you have dozens of color sources. In Feral North, I did incorporate a few general optimizations that are worth calling out though. One is in the color manager. I implemented Frustum Culling to filter out color sources that aren't in the camera's field of view. We know if a pixel is outside of the camera frustum, then it's going to be clipped by the GPU anyways, so there's really no situation where we need to know about non-visible color sources in the shaders. There are a whole lot of sheep here, each with their own color source, so it's worth filtering out any outside the camera frustum before sending all that data to the GPU. The other is definitely overkill unless you've got hundreds or thousands of color sources, but I did implement it in Feral North and it's in the final build, so let me explain. I calculate a bounding sphere around all the active color sources. Since this bounding sphere encapsulates all the color sources, it's impossible for a pixel to be colored if it's not also inside the bounding sphere, allowing us to completely bypass the checks on each individual color source. Keep in mind that in Feral North, there are a lot of additional features on top of the color effect, including a few texture samples, and this effect had to be implemented in additional shader passes for depth normals, shadow casting, and so on, so the total cost of the effect with that added complexity starts to become a bit more substantial than the basic implementation in our Godot project. So this allowed me to filter out all those operations for large chunks of the screen on average. You definitely do not need these optimizations at this stage, I just bring them up to give you some ideas if you really lean into this effect and make it a substantial part of your game.